Hey friends, welcome back to So Sweet. I'm Leslie and I am gardening here in zone 7A, I believe, in Utah. And I was gonna talk to you guys today about a fall garden. So a lot of times you start your garden in the spring / summer, you let it grow and then you just let it die, which that's how it works, right? But a lot of people don't know that you can plant for the fall and you can get a longer gardening season with more food coming in. So I just pulled my onions and I need to start planting things. I'm gonna end up pulling these beets here soon and I need to get various things back in the garden. So I'm gonna end up getting these potato plants out. The ground cherries are staying because we absolutely love them. And I'm gonna get this garden weeded out. It's been a long time coming, but over here, I think I'm gonna plant some more kale. That's a great plant to have. And one that I learned isn't bitter and crappy like I thought it was. Literally, when you go buy kale at the store, for whatever reason, it's kind of bitter. Maybe it got too hot, maybe it's old, I don't know. But my husband and I, we did juicing for quite a while, and we still do it from time to time, but we'd buy kale to add to our juice, and it was always bitter. But this year I grew kale for my first time. I got kale from, okay, let me explain this. If you buy some seeds at Baker Creek, I believe it's at least $5 worth, they'll send you a free seed packet. They sent me kale because I wasn't putting my money into kale. And I planted it and it was really good. So it's not bitter. And right now is the perfect time to get that in the ground and start growing it. So we're gonna talk about all the plants that you can start growing right now for a fall garden. First thing you need to do would be to check when your first frost date is. For me, mine's in October. I think it's the 11th. You can check when that is and you can just Google it. And then you can Google how many days from now until then. And just ask Google so you don't have to count them out on a calendar, which is what I normally do. But if you do that, you'll be able to know about how long you have to grow things and if that's something you can grow. Let's talk about some of the plants that you should be able to grow through the fall. Some of the things you might grow for your fall garden, you're gonna wanna think about the weather's gonna be getting cooler. So maybe you think about what you grew in the spring. If you started an early spring garden and you didn't just have a summer garden. Some of those things could be cilantro, lettuce, radishes, and beets. Now radishes are one of my favorites to grow because I eat the greens off of it and I eat the radish. I like to put a little bit of olive oil in a pan, get it nice and hot, and throw that radish in there, and it cooks really well. If you've grown radish before, you know that it's a little prickly on its greens. When you cook it that way in a pan in oil and heat it, those spiky, parts of the greens, they just seem to go away. You should be able to grow peas. I like to grow sugar snap peas. You should definitely be able to get another harvest off of those. Carrots can last in the ground when it starts getting quite a bit cooler. Spinach, we talked about kale, lettuces. There's so many types of lettuces. You can grow romaine, iceberg, Paris Island, Tom Thumb. There's a ton. Pick your favorite lettuce and grow it again. Now, you should be able to, depending on where you're at. That's why figuring out your first frost date and your time frame is important. But you should be able to grow chard, broccoli, cauliflower, kohlrabi, and some cabbages. Now for me, I've told you guys my cucumbers, they didn't grow like they were supposed to. I kind of struggled with them. So I replanted them a couple weeks, maybe a month ago. They're gonna be going hopefully strong, and it's gonna be getting cooler. Now, cucumbers usually do better in a little bit cooler weather, so I should be just fine. But I don't know about my cucumbers. Those might need the heat. Now, if you plant things and maybe you didn't get your harvest from them because, or you're thinking you're not gonna because the cold's setting in, you can still prolong your planting harvesting season with things like a freeze cloth or sheets or blankets. You just got to make sure you cover those plants when that super cold temperature is going to hit at night, and uncover them so that they can get that morning sun. But I hope you guys will grow a fall garden, prolong that planting season, and delicious food. The food is always better when it's homegrown, and we love food in our house. I think everybody does. So continue to grow, get your plants out, get them out soon, like your seeds, get planting, and enjoy that fall garden and harvest. Until next time, bye.